Hello, welcome to the live stream. Today we are going to be testing out a custom GPT that I designed called Novel Brainstorm. And oddly enough, you use it to brainstorm a novel. So it's really easy to do. You can select this right here. I want to brainstorm a novel. Or you can type in, like if you have any ideas, you give it a genre, subgenre, and give it any ideas you have, and it'll get started. But basically we're going to do this with minimal prompting. The first thing it's going to do when we select this is it's going to ask us what genre we want. I'll go ahead and select that. So it's great. I'm excited to help you brainstorm your novel. Let's start by choosing a genre. Here are some genres you can choose from, and you can see it lists out 10 genres there. It says please select a genre, and then we can explore some subgenres within your chosen category. And I like to write fantasy, so that's probably why it lists at number 1, because I've tested this a few times already, and I've chosen fantasy each time. So like I said, we're going to do minimal prompting. So let's just type fantasy. Fantastic choice. Fantasy is a genre full of possibilities. Here are some subgenres within fantasy to consider. And high fantasy, epic fantasy is number 1, which is what I typically choose. If there's anybody watching and wants to select the category of subgenre we want to use, drop a line in the chat. And I don't think anybody's watching yet, so I'm going to choose epic fantasy. Epic fantasy, a wonderful choice. This subgenre is known for its grand scale, intricate plots, and immersive world building. Now let's start brainstorming your epic fantasy novel. Please share any initial ideas you have, no matter how broad or specific. This can include characters. Do you have any characters in mind? What are their backgrounds, motivations, or unique traits? Setting. What kind of world are you imagining? Is it a completely new universe, or is it similar to ours with magical elements? Plot. Do you have a particular storyline or conflict in mind? What are the main challenges or quests? Themes. Are there any central themes or messages you want to explore in your story? These details will help me provide you with 10 unique and original high-concept pitches that align with your vision and enhance your ideas. And so that's what's going to happen next. We can give it some ideas, and it will take those ideas and use them to, as it states here, provide 10 unique and original high-concept pitches. And at that point, you can choose one or more of those. If you choose more, you can ask it to blend them together into one. If you don't like any of the 10 ideas that it gives, you can ask it to give you more ideas, and it'll use your same stuff that you gave it already and generate 10 more pitches for you. And I've done it at least 3 times and gotten 30 pitches. It'll probably keep going after that. I don't know. I haven't tested it that far. But like I said, I did do it, like, give me some more ideas. I did it twice, and it ended up with 30 pitches. And then after that, it'll help you develop those ideas, the pitches, into a big old story if you want. I mean, this one is not designed to, like, do outlines or write prose. I have other custom GPTs that I've built. I have novel synopsis, which you can take ideas that you've generated in this brainstorming session and put them into here, and it will generate a synopsis for you. Novel architect, this one is not publicly available yet. It's basically an all-in-one I'm working on that to try to make it as good as it can be. I think the more that you want a GPT to do, the less effective it becomes. So this one is at this point for my own use, and like I said, I'll continue working on that and developing it, and maybe at some point I will release it. I have this one called Story Bible Maker, which is really useful because with that you can give it a scene or a chapter, and it will pull out relevant details that you could add to a story Bible so that you can keep track of your characters, your plot development, you know, all the things that you would typically put into a story Bible. But we're going to keep going with this. Still no one watching. If anyone were watching, I would ask if they had any ideas they want me to put in here. But let's see. Let's go. We want a, let's do a medieval like setting. Oops. Let's see. I don't know. Let's do theme of like moral ambiguity. And let's say civil, or not, let's not do that. Let's do problem solving through diversity of ideas, or actually let's go with diversity of thought. And that's, I mean, that's not a whole lot to go on. We'll see what it comes up with. Great. A medieval setting combined with themes of moral ambiguity and problem solving through diversity of thought offers a rich tapestry for your epic fantasy novel. Based on this, here are 10 high concept pitches to spark your imagination. The Council of Shadows. Ooh, I like that right away. That's a great title. The medieval kingdom, a secretive council of individuals from vastly different backgrounds, a knight, a thief, a sorcerer, and a peasant, must work together to solve a series of mystical crimes that challenge their moral codes. In a world where magic is dying, diverse groups with conflicting moralities must unite to solve ancient riddles and find the missing pieces of a legendary crown that hold the key to restoring magic. Echoes of Eldoria, set in a divided medieval realm, a group of characters from various cultures must journey together to stop a dark prophecy. Their differing perspectives on morality challenge and enrich their quest. That's interesting. The Mosaic of Midnight, an epic tale where nightfall brings out conflicting moral realities. A band of heroes from different societal strata must navigate these moral complexities to save their kingdom from an eternal night. Chronicles of the Cursed Tome. A forbidden book is found that offers great power, but at great moral cost. A diverse group of scholars, warriors, and mystics must decide how to use it, exploring themes of power, corruption, and redemption. The Last Alchemist. In a medieval city, a morally ambiguous alchemist discovers a way to bring inanimate objects to life. A team of diverse individuals must solve the mystery behind this power and its ethical implications. The Diverse Blades. A legendary sword is shattered into pieces, each imbued with different powers and moral alignments. A group of heroes from contrasting backgrounds must gather the fragments, learning to understand and respect their different views. The Whispering Woods. in a forest that changes based on the morality of those who enter. A band of diverse characters must navigate their own moral compasses to find a hidden ancient city and solve its timeless mystery. That could be an element within a story. I don't necessarily think I would like to build a whole story on that, but definitely could be an element. The Prism of Paradox. A mystical prism shows different moral truths to different people. A medieval society is thrown into chaos, and a group of unlikely allies must interpret its meaning to bring peace. The Guardians of Grelor. In a world where myths are real, a morally complex quest unfolds to find a lost city. The diverse team of seekers each hold different pieces of knowledge and moral viewpoints essential to unlocking the city's secrets. Feel free to expand on any of these ideas or blend elements from multiple pitches to create a story that resonates with your vision. Let me know if you need more details on any of these concepts or have other aspects you want to explore. Let's see, I like this secret society thing, Council of Shadows, and maybe the Chronicles of the Cursed Tome also is pretty cool. Okay, so number one, we'll go with number 1 and number 5. Let's see, I like numbers 1 and 5. So I'm not even going to ask it to blend them. I'm just going to say I like numbers 1 and 5, and it should do it on its own. Let's expand on concepts 1 of 5 to blend elements from both for your epic fantasy novel. Shadows and Tomes, the Council's Quest. A sprawling medieval kingdom, rich in diversity, yet shadowed by ancient mystical secrets. The kingdom is divided into distinct regions, each with its own culture, beliefs, and moral compass. Magic exists, but is rare and often misunderstood. Plot and characters. The Council of Shadows. A clandestine council is formed, comprising a knight, a thief, a sorcerer, and a peasant. Each represent different strata of society and hold unique perspectives and moral viewpoints. They're brought together by a royal decree or a common cause, perhaps a prophecy or a mysterious threat. The Cursed Tome. The council discovers a forbidden tome rumored to contain immense knowledge and power, but also a terrible curse. The book's origins are shrouded in mystery, and its contents are morally ambiguous, offering solutions that are as potentially dangerous as the problems they solve. Moral dilemmas and diverse solutions. As the council delves into the tome's secrets, they encounter complex challenges that test their morals. Each member's background provides different approaches to these problems, highlighting the theme of problem solving through diversity of thought. A kingdom in peril. Their journey to understand, perhaps utilize the tome's power, leads them across the kingdom, from opulent royal courts to shadowy underworlds, each revealing different aspects of medieval life and morality. Interwoven destinies. The characters discover that their destinies are intertwined with the tome's history. Perhaps the knight's ancestors were involved in its creation. The thief's guild seeks its power. The sorcerer understands its magical origins, and the peasant's folklore holds key to unlocking its secrets. Themes: moral ambiguity. The story explores the gray areas of morality, challenging the characters and readers' notions of right and wrong. Diversity of thought. The different backgrounds and perspectives of the council members play a crucial role in navigating the challenges they face. Power and responsibility. The tome's power is a test of responsibility and ethics, probing the adage, with great power comes great responsibility. Feel free to modify and expand upon this blended concept. If you need more specific details about any part of the plot, characters, or world, or if you want to explore other aspects, let me know. Alright, so let's see. I like the setting. This stopped being a secret council, and so I'm not really happy about that. Kind of like most of this stuff down here. The themes are all good. Alright, so I'm going to say I like most of that, but I would like if the Council of Shadows was a secret society seeking the book to gain ultimate power and control. And our group of night thief is spelled thief, sorcerer, why can't I spell tonight? I don't even think that's right. It doesn't look right. Our group of night sorcerer and peasant. Are, let's say, kind of forced into an unlikely alliance to stop the threat. Let's say somewhat instead of kinda. I like most of that, but I would like if the Council of Shadows was a secret society seeking the book to gain ultimate power and control, and our group of knight, thief, sorcerer, and peasant are somewhat forced into an unlikely alliance to stop the threat. Alright, let's see what it says. It's a compelling twist. Let's refine the concept with your new idea. Title, Veil of Shadows, the Tome of Power, the same rich medieval kingdom, but now with an undercurrent of secret societies and hidden agendas. I only mentioned one secret society, but okay. The kingdom is a tapestry of diverse cultures, each with distinct traditions and moral beliefs. The Council of Shadows, secretive and powerful society. Council of Shadows is on a quest to locate the cursed tome, believed to grant ultimate power and control. Their motives are shrouded in mystery, and their influence reaches into every corner of the kingdom. Okay, like that. The Unlikely Alliance. Knight, thief, sorcerer, and peasant find themselves brought together under unusual and challenging circumstances. Perhaps they are the only ones who know the true intention of the Council of Shadows, or they have personal reasons to oppose it. Quest for the tome. The mission to prevent the council from acquiring the tome. Quest takes them through treacherous lands, ancient ruins, and into the heart of the kingdom's politics. Challenges and growth. Each character must confront their own past and beliefs as they come to understand and appreciate the strengths and morals of their companions. This diversity in backgrounds and thought is their greatest asset against the monolithic and morally dubious Council of Shadows. Climactic confrontation. The story builds toward a climactic confrontation between the Alliance and the Council. True nature of the Cursed Tome is revealed, testing the resolve and morality of each character. Themes, moral ambiguity, and ethics. Story delves into the complexities of power, its corrupting influence, and the ethical dilemmas faced by those who seek to use it for their own ends. Unity and diversity. Central theme and strength found in diversity. Different backgrounds, skills, and moral perspectives contribute to a more holistic approach to problem solving. Secrets and revelation. A theme of uncovering hidden truths both in the external quest and within the characters themselves as they reveal their pasts and true natures. This revised concept aligns with your vision of a secret society seeking power and an unlikely group banding together to stop them. Each character can have a personal stake in the quest, and their interactions can highlight the moral complexity of the world you're creating. Feel free to adjust any elements of this concept and let me know if you want to delve deeper into any part of this story or explore other ideas. Okay. Now, all I'm going to say is I would like to develop these ideas further. Let's see what it is. Absolutely. Let's delve deeper into each aspect of your story. Veil of Shadows, Tomes of Power. Council of Shadows. Composition and motivation. Council could be composed of influential figures from different parts of society, a high-ranking noble, a wealthy merchant, a renowned mage, etc. Their motivation for seeking the tome might be rooted in a belief that they are destined to rule or bring order to the kingdom. Influence and operations. They could operate through manipulation, espionage, and coercion, having spies and allies in key positions throughout the kingdom. Their reach and influence should be a significant obstacle for your protagonist. The characters, the knight, perhaps a disgraced noble or a seasoned warrior with a complex sense of honor who has personal reasons to oppose the council. The thief could be street smart, cynical character with a hidden heart of gold. That's so cliche, but you know, cliche works. That's why people keep using it. Possibly having a past encounter with a council that left a mark. The sorcerer, an outsider with unique magical knowledge, perhaps somewhat aloof and morally flexible, which can create interesting dynamics within the group. Oh, perhaps, okay, so I already have an idea. And this is the great thing about, Chat GPT is like, you know, you'll see something and you're like, no, I like this more. You know, it automatically like sparks stuff within you that you can then add to the story to make it better. And so like I like this outsider thing. I'm not sure about the aloof. Morally flexible is cool. Interesting dynamics within the group, yes. But perhaps this is somebody like, as it says, an outsider who like feels like they should have been part of, you know, kind of more of like an upper class or upper crust, and for whatever reason has been like passed over, and like, you know, they feel like they're really good at doing stuff, but not, maybe they came from a lesser background and have been looked down on by like the more upper class sorcerers or whatever, you know, something that gives them an axe to grind against this council or whatever other parts of society. The peasant could be the moral compass of the group. Too easy. It's with a simple yet profound wisdom and an unexpected connection to the Cursed Tome's history. See, I like the idea I gave before about the peasant folklore, like, you know, there's folklore tied into the keys to unlocking the secrets of the book. So when we're asking it to help develop peasant, you know, we'll put that in. The quest for the Cursed Tome, journey across the kingdom, Quest can take through various settings like a bustling city, haunted forest, ancient ruins, hidden temple. Each location can present unique challenges and reveal more about the world. Encounters and challenges, they might face both physical threats like creatures guarding the tome and moral dilemmas like deciding whether to use the tome's power at critical moments. Yeah, kind of like that. I don't, whatever the creatures guarding the tome, that's fine, but I like the moral dilemmas part where like each of them at some point are tempted. Themes and conflicts, trust and betrayal. Oh yeah, trust can be a central issue, especially with such disparate backgrounds, and the fact this is kind of an unlikely alliance, kind of pushed together. Trust would be an issue, and they might all be looking over their shoulder to see which one might stab them in the back. Power and its consequences, delving in how the pursuit of power affects individuals and societies, showing different perspectives through your characters. Climax and resolution, the final showdown. Climax can involve not just a physical battle, but also a battle of wits and wheels. Yes, for sure. Possibly in a magical or surreal setting that ties into the tome's origins. Resolution tie back to your themes, perhaps leaving some more questions open for interpretation. Always like that. Feel free to build upon these ideas, mix elements, or add new twists. If you'd like to focus on specific areas like character backstories, world building details, or plot intricacies, let me know. Okay, and so now at this point, I have kind of the backbone of a story, and to continue brainstorming, what I would do is I would take each of these elements, and we'll start right here. Number 1, Council of Shadows, composition and motivation. We're going to take that, we're going to copy it, we're going to paste it right down here. And okay, so I have some prompts. Over here, hang on a second. All right. All right. First of all, we'll put this in. Yes, thank you. I like that. I would like to develop this issue further. Okay, and now is the point where I'm starting to get into a little bit more prompting, or prompt engineering, as you prompt design, however you want to talk about it. Basically, I have a kind of a system for this, and I will show you that right now. All right, so sorry, dropped my mouse. Okay, all right, so the yes thank you. You might think, well, why are you thinking ChatGPT? I'm like, just to be polite. But when I am using good prompting, I try to talk to ChatGPT as if it were another person. So if I'm in the middle of a conversation, after the answer I get, I always say thank you. In the beginning, I always say hello. You'll notice I did not do that in this one. I was using the minimal prompting just to let you know how easy it is to get good ideas. But now, we're going to be developing the ideas. So now we want to start to think about prompting a little bit, and this is part of my prompting. I talk to it like it's a person. I like that. If I really liked it, I might say, okay, That's really good. Thank you. And I'll use an exclamation point. Always when I'm beginning a conversation, except in this case today, when I say hello, I always use an exclamation point. You can say maybe it doesn't matter, maybe it doesn't matter. But to me, it creates a sense of enthusiasm within the language model. Okay? Stay with me. All right. So yes, thank you. I like that. I would like to develop this issue further. So what we have here, we have the greeting or the thanks. And then we have the overview or concept of what we're going to do. And again, this is minimal. I would probably usually put a little bit more here, but I would like to develop this issue further. And the issue, the data, as it were, that we're going to be working on, counsel or shadows, or composition and motivation, blah, 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 blah. And now, once I've thanked it, I've gave it an overview, I've gave it some data to work on. If this were a really complex issue, I would put instructions after the data. And then, after that, I ask for the task. I phrase it in the form of a question. Don't know if that's important, but I have usually gotten very good results using this system. Now, a lot of it can be down to what you've put in the overview, how good your data that you're giving it is, how good your instructions are, and then how clear and straightforward your question is. Yeah, I didn't know this was going to turn into a prompt engineering thing, but okay, here we are. And so that's what we have. Now we have a very simple concept overview. We have some data. We have no instructions. The instructions are kind of built into the Brainstormer. Although the main part of the brainstorming instructions are to create the pitches. Once you get past that, you're almost working with Chat GPT, but at least it knows it's working on a novel. It's definitely in the fiction world. And, I've told it to make sure to state whatever it does to follow the author's vision. And so we're not really giving it a vision. So whatever it's coming up with, it's going to be whatever it comes up with. But I'm going to say, could you please make suggestions for the statements made in this section? And we'll see what it says. All right, composition of the Council of Shadows. The high-ranking noble, a charismatic and cunning duke or duchess who believes in the divine right of nobility to rule. They see the tomes as a means to consolidate power and enforce a rigid social hierarchy that keeps them at the top. The wealthy merchant, a shrewd and influential trader with connections in various guilds in foreign lands. They seek the tome for its potential to control trade routes and markets, ensuring their economic dominance. The renowned mage, a powerful and respected figure in the magical community, possibly ahead of a mage's guild or academy. They desire the tome for its ancient arcane knowledge, which could elevate their magical prowess to unexpected heights. The mysterious outsider, an enigmatic figure whose origins and full motivations are unclear. They could be a foreign diplomat, a spy, or someone with a hidden agenda. Their interest in the tome might be the most secretive and potentially the most dangerous. The veteran general, a seasoned military leader, respected for their strategic mind and combat prowess. They see the tomes as a means to achieve unassailable military power, potentially leading the kingdom conquest or defending it against perceived threats. Motivations of the council. Destined rule. Members of the council might believe they are chosen by destiny, prophecy, or divine will to lead the kingdom. See the tome as a key to fulfilling this destiny. Order and control, driven by a desire to bring order to what they see as a chaotic and unruly kingdom. They justify their quest for the tome as a means to enforce their vision of a perfect society. Fear the unknown. Some members might be motivated by fear of external threats such as invasion and believe that the tome is necessary for the kingdom's survival. Personal gain beyond the public facade of noble intention. Each member could have personal reasons for seeking the tome's power, like revenge, ambition, or the desire to suppress a rival. Ideological differences. Within the council, there could be ideological conflicts and power struggles. Some members might have more altruistic intentions, while others are clearly self-serving, adding layers of complexity to their dynamic. These details can add depth to your story, creating a multi-dimensional antagonist force that can contrast with the more morally straightforward goals of your protagonists. Are they, though? We don't know that yet. Feel free to further develop these characters and their motivations, or let me know if you want to explore other aspects of your story. Okay, so if I had like really loved this, I would probably just move on to the next one. But there is something missing here. I don't know if you notice it. It is their motivations to be part of this council. Or, you know, at the beginning we were calling this a secret society. So, I'm going to say, okay, thank you. I don't love it, so they just get a period, no exclamation point. I would like to explore these characters wow motivations for joining and or forming the secret society. Let's make it clear to the model that the Council of Shadows and the Secret Society are the same thing in the first place. All right, so again, minimal prompting. Okay, so normally when I'm in a session like this, I'm basically taking everything it's giving me and putting it into a text document, typically Notepad. I'm old school, so I still like Notepad. Very little you can do to manipulate text in Notepad, but you know, at this point I'm just getting the notes all in one place. And a bonus to that is you can put a lot in a text document that can be uploaded to ChatGPT. You know, a text document, txt file can contain a lot more information than a Word doc or a Google doc in the same amount of space, computer space, memory space, storage space. And so, you know, that's an advantage. You can you know, write a pretty long document and be able to upload it to the ChatGPT without penalty. Now, it might be too long for it to read the whole thing, depending on it is unclear to me at this point which model we're using. I don't know how much you know about the models. If you've done any diving, I don't know if you're coming at this from the AI side or from the author who wants to try AI side. So if you're from the author who wants to try AI side, there are different levels of ChatGPT, and they're large language models, and there are different models. So there was a GPT-3, which is, or it's actually now GPT 3.5, that's available in the free version of ChatGPT. And now there's a level 4, GPT-4, which there's an April version. There's a November version that's very new. And it says, most of the information that I have seen says that that is not being used in ChatGPT, and you actually have to go into the API to use that version, the 11.06 preview version. The thing about that version is it has a 128,000 token context window. And supposedly we are only using an 8,000 token context window. Now, again, for those of you, for authors coming from the I want to try AI side, first of all, a token is like a part of a word. It usually is about 4 tokens to 3 words. That's just a general ratio. So like 8,000 tokens would be, you know, in the 5,000 to 6,000 word realm, and a 128,000 token window would be in the, you know, 80 to 96,000 word ratio. So you're talking about a novel there. So pretty soon, because it's a preview version right now, and eventually it will become part of the main ChatGPT, especially if you're in the Plus version. You know, it will have the ability to remember a whole novel. Now, it may not be able to remember a whole set of novel notes and a whole novel. I will typically have different sessions going. If you look over here on the left, you'll see these are sessions or conversations, or if you're using the API, threads. Okay, so let me explain context window next. Context window is how much the model can remember in a given conversation. And so if we are in the 8,000 token model, 8192 to be exact, you know, it can remember about 6,000 words, 5,000 to 6,000 words at a time. And what happens is it starts condensing earlier parts of the conversation. It smashes them down into what it calls chunks. And you can lose some important information that way. It tries its best to pick out the most relevant details, I think. You know, that's what they say. Who knows? Might just be cutting stuff out willy-nilly. But you know, especially in like the earlier models, you try writing a novel, and basically the way to do this is one scene at a time. So let's say you have a chapter that has 4 scenes, and so, you know, if your average chapter is around 3,000 words, you want to come up with 4 scenes that are approximately 750 words or something like that, you know. So basically you're writing this one scene at a time, and you get halfway through the book and it forgets who the characters are, basically. So yeah, but yeah, it's getting better. The window is getting larger. I feel like it feels bigger than just the 8,000 that we're told that it's using. I don't know if they're like secretly making it bigger, because like they're wanting you, or they're asking people now, if it was like if you're part of a business, to upgrade to this team plan. You can't see that. That's behind my camera. I'm down there. But there's an upgrade button down here. And it's a team plan. Let's see. I can pull it up. Yeah. So I'm on plus right here. Current plan. Team is $20 a month for the plus. The team is $25 per person per month, billed annually. I've seen it's $30 per person per month if you pay it monthly. But you get higher message caps on GPT-4. I saw somewhere else that you get, oh, and this is minimum 2 users, so you can't do this just for one person. Higher, I think it's 100 every 4 hours, whereas if you're ChatGPT Plus, you get 40 every 3 hours, which is pretty good. I mean, I rarely, every now and then, if I'm in a really hot session where I'm just like, copying and pasting my prompts in one after the other, I can hit that limit, and I'll have to wait like an hour, and then I can start back again. But anyway, yeah, this says it's the 32,000 token context window is available in this, which would imply that it's not available in this, but I feel like it is. Oops, I do that. Okay. All right, so we're just going to let it run with that. I mean, you can pick and choose all the way down through here. You can give it information that has been sparked in your mind, in your imagination for each thing, to make what it comes up with a little better. Let me get this back in there. My other little prompt. Wait a minute. There it is. I don't have to do that. And then, could you please make some suggestions for the statements made in this section? And so basically, you can just keep giving it the same message over and over again. Ah, phooey. It's probably going to do it anyway. Yeah. I didn't even have to put the question in. So that's the power of the GPTs, the custom GPT, is like your prompts don't have to be that good. If the GPT has been designed well, it pretty much knows what to do. And like I just said, I didn't even ask it the question. So normally I would ask the question. I was going to paste in the could you please make some suggestions for the statements made in this section, but it did it on its own. I didn't have to ask for it. It derived it from the context. I would like to develop this issue further, and then the data that I gave it. And that's a really long answer in terms of influence and operations. So, well-established network spies embedded in various levels, royal court, common streets, includes servants in noble houses, guards, merchants, even members of religious orders, gather information on political moves, secrets of influential figures, and the activities of anyone who might oppose the council, manipulation of politics and economy, using their positions and wealth, members of the council subtly manipulate political decisions and economic policies to serve their agenda. The noble and the merchant play crucial roles here, influencing legislation, trade agreements, and even royal decisions through bribes, blackmail, and persuasion. And so on, so on. Control of information and propaganda, espionage and covert operations, infiltration of key institutions, creating dependencies, psychological tactics. And it summarizes the Council of Shadows with its extensive reach and diverse methods of influence, presents a formidable challenge for your protagonist. This setup creates a tense atmosphere where trust is scarce and the threat of betrayal is constant. The protagonist must navigate this web of manipulation and power while staying true to their mission and morals. Alright, so we got that. And now go back up here to our characters. Let me go ahead and do all this. I'm going to copy it over into a new notepad document. And so that way I can just I don't have to keep scrolling back up all the way. I should have pasted all of it. Alright, so thank you. I'd like to develop this further. And so what happened was I hit enter instead of shift enter. It's the way you move down without making it go. Just hit shift enter. And then let me get the night over here. Shift enter again. And then make suggestions for the statements made. So, and phooey. Undo that. Okay. And these are not great prompts, I promise you. You know, I've spent the last year developing prompts that can get me some pretty good results, both in idea generation, story generation, outline generation, detailed outline generation, and prose. You know, there are different prompts for each thing, each part of the writing process. Okay, so here's like a whole page, wow, like a page and a half on Sir Alaric Thornwood, formerly a respected knight in the King's Guard. Born a minor noble, rose to prominence, skill at arms, unwavering sense of justice, known for his strict adherence to the knightly code, sometimes putting at odds with the political machinations of the court. Isn't that the way it always goes? His downfall came when he uncovered corruption, high-ranking member of the council, perhaps the high-ranking noble. When he tried to expose it, he was framed for a crime he didn't commit and stripped of his titles. Oh no. What's his name? Fui, the guy from Game of Thrones, the one who went to be on Daenerys' team. Did Joffrey chased out at the court? Why can't I remember his name? It's been a while since I watched it. Alaric is a man of honor and integrity. Experience has left him jaded and disillusioned with the nobility and the system he once served. Tactical thinker, common focus, can be rigid in his beliefs. Sense of justice, but it remains now tempered with a more pragmatic and sometimes cynical outlook. Okay. Motivations, skills and abilities, character arc. See what it says about the character arc, because you know this is the important bit Alaric's journey involves reconciling his rigid code of honor with the morally gray world he now inhabits. Okay. You must learn to trust and work with allies from different backgrounds, like the thief. Yeah, he probably doesn't like the thief. Probably is pretty ambivalent about the sorcerer, and probably is like, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? This is why I need Chat GPT. Have a good vocabulary, but I just can't seem to pull the right word out when I need it. But I'm also thinking about like 4 different things right now while I'm doing this live stream. That doesn't help the old thought processes. You know, he had a soft spot. He'd have a soft spot for the peasant because he was from the minor noble family, and now he's stripped of his title, so he's basically a peasant. But he probably has, you know, still money left over. Not quite the same as a peasant. And his ultimate challenge will be facing the council member who betrayed him, requiring him to balance his need for personal vengeance with the greater good. Okay, I like that part right there. Balance his need for personal vengeance with the greater good. Because you always want something that's like, you know, I can make a decision here, and I feel like it's the right decision, or the decision a quote unquote good person would make. But what are the consequences? You know, you want like unintended consequences, and that's the whole point of like whenever I'm doing this, I always put the moral ambiguity in there. Sometimes I'll spell it right out and say we want characters facing choices where the quote unquote good or quote unquote right answer is not always clear, and that they're, you know, no matter what they decide, it's going to be bad for somebody, or even lots of somebodies. His character adds a layer of depth, providing contrast to the other members with his background and perspective, personal vendetta against the council, giving a strong, relatable motivation, while his struggle with his sense of honor in a corrupt world adds emotional complexity. Okay, that's cool. Alright, let's go to the thief. And once we get through these characters, or maybe we may not even get to them, get through all of them, I'll go ahead and stop. Okay, right, so basically just using the same prompt over and over. Yes, thank you, I like that. I would like to develop this further. Then we're giving it the data we want it to work on, and then we're saying, could you please make suggestions for the statements made in this section? I like it. Lysandra Leasevex, known in the underworld as Shadowhand. Lysandra grew up on the streets of the kingdom's largest city, learning to survive in the shadows of its alleys and back streets. Well, that's, I'll go ahead and start getting the next prompt ready while that is shaping up. Hopefully I won't hit enter. There was something that I had mentioned that I wanted to do with the sorcerer. Oh yeah, it's not part of the in crowd, and that's kind of maybe be kind of where his motivation lies. I don't know why I skipped that space right there. Alright. Lisa's journey involves her grappling with the wider implications of her actions and the realization that there are causes greater than her own survival. Her alliance with Alaric, the sorcerer and the peasant, challenge her lone wolf approach and force her to trust and rely on others. Ultimately, she must confront her own past in the council, symbolizing a fight not just against external corruption, but also her internal belief conflicts. Lisa Vex adds an intriguing dynamic to the group. Her skills background contrasts with those of the knight, providing diverse approaches to the challenges they face against the council. Her development from a self-serving thief to a key player in a larger struggle gives her a compelling narrative arc. Okay, yeah, not too bad. All right, yes, thank you. I like that. I would like to develop this further. Oops. Sorcerer. Let's see. May be upset that he is not part of the elite. Passed over by others. He felt that he was more skillful let's say considered he thought were beneath his skill level. This could be due to politics or the crony system. Okay, yeah, good enough. We don't want to make it too good. American Falcon. Sounds like American Falcon. Often referred to as Falcon the Arcane in whispered tones. Oh, I like that. Okay. Born outside the kingdom's traditional magical institutions, perhaps in a remote village or a different land, where he developed his magical skills in isolation, learning from ancient texts and experimenting on his own. He later sought recognition and position within the kingdom's official wage circles, but was repeatedly overlooked, dismissed for his unconventional methods and outsider status. His resentment grew as he saw less talented but better connected mages rise above him, feeling his sense of injustice and isolation. So it's on point. Got that on point. Highly intelligent and confident, often coming across as aloof or arrogant. Somewhat morally flexible, believing that the ends can justify the means, especially when it comes to acquiring knowledge or power. Despite his exterior, he's deeply sensitive to the rejection and scorn he's faced, driving his desire for recognition and respect. Initially joins the group partly out of curiosity and desire to prove his worth, especially against the renowned mage in the Council of Shadows. He also harbors deep-seated resentment toward the magical elite and the political system that favors connection over talent. His involvement becomes more personal as he starts to see the potential impact of his actions on the wider world and begins to care about the group's cause. Okay, art involves coming to terms with past rejections, learning to value companionship, respect for new allies over the hollow acclaim of the elite. must navigate the moral complexities of using his powers, balancing his flexible ethics with the more rigid moral codes of characters like the Knight. Ultimately, he faces a choice that tests his loyalty and his understanding of power and recognition. Merrick Falcon. I love that name. Adds a complex and intriguing layer to your group of protagonists. His background and motivations provide a contrast to the more straightforward goals of the other characters, and his development from an outsider seeking validation to a key figure in the group's mission offers a rich narrative arc. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, so let's hit up our last character, or our last main protagonist anyway. And that was the peasant. Oh yeah, we were wanting to I wanna take that could be the moral compass of the group, and just make that has a simple yet profound wisdom, an unexpected connection to the Cursed Tome's history. I definitely like the folklore. The group finds out that some of the folklore known by the peasant holds truths important to their quest. For their quest. So yeah, so we're just adding just a couple little ideas to what the GPT gave us, but just there's little nuggets like that can be all the difference in, you know, making the story just pop a little bit more than it would have. And again, you know, if I wasn't, you know, trying to think of stuff to say to be on this live stream, typically when this has happened, almost every single thing that it comes up with sparks something in me that I can add to what it's giving me, or change it in just a little way that that, you know, makes it unique to my vision. But you know, it's a lot different than you know, the old days when you just kind of had to pull stuff out of the air. And with something like this, it's like, you know, it can give you kind of like a framework, and you're like, oh no, not that, not like that, I want it like this, not like that, I want it like this. I'm almost like a more of a I guess like I have negative ideas. It sparks like differences in me. Okay, and this is Alara of Greenfield, often known simply as Alara of the Fields. That is a very simple peasant. Royal village, often overlooked. Favor simplicity. Connected to the land, stuck in natures, grew up listening to the old stories and legends passed down through generations. These tales, rich in folklore and wisdom, are deeply ingrained in her worldview. Unknown to her, her lineage is tied to the creators of the Cursed Tome. Perhaps her ancestors were a group of humble mystics or guardians who had a role in its history. Grounded practical wisdom, seeing the world through the lens of her experience as a villager or farmer. Humble, quiet strength, deep well of courage, often surprising those who underestimate her. View of morality and justice is less complicated, but it's rooted in a strong sense of community fairness. Initially involved in its accidental, perhaps she swept up in the group's quest due to circumstances beyond her control. Yeah, maybe like her house burns down when they're on their way by or something. I don't know. As she learns more about her connection to the cursed time, she feels a growing sense of responsibility to ensure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. It still wants her to be the moral compass for the group, even though I took it out. Because it still remembers what it told me from before, often providing insights and solutions grounded in the simple wisdom of her people. Stench of knowledge, folklore, many of which contain hidden truths or clues about the tome and its secrets. Okay, I got that part. Skilled in survival techniques, herbalism, and deep understanding of the natural world. Intuitive wisdom often helps the group see solutions in a different light. Her unassuming nature allows her to observe things others might miss. Lara's journey is about discovering her own strength and importance of her heritage. She transitions from a simple villager to a key player in a grand adventure. She challenges and often changes the perspectives of her companions, teaching them the value of simplicity, humility, and the wisdom of the common folk. Her ultimate challenge will be to reconcile her simple life with the larger role she plays in the fate of the kingdom. The Lara of Greenfield adds a unique and grounding presence to your group of protagonists. Her connection to the cursed time and the wisdom she brings from her background provide a different dimension to the quest and the group dynamics. Okay, so that's pretty much all the characters. Now, if I was continuing on with this story, here we go. I say, so we've went through these first two sections, and I would basically do the same thing for each of these sections. Maybe, you know, like giving it little notes along the way for each one. Hey, I like this idea. I like this idea. I want to do this that way. Until you basically have, it's not like, it's not an outline, but it's like a map, kind of. You know, you have your characters, kind of have a kind of like the bones of a plot. You definitely got your themes. Your you know, kind of, you know, got the ending kind of mapped out a little bit. And then what you can do is, if you can get all of that into a text document and you get it the way you want it, then you can come on over here to the novel synopsis. Oops, not working. It's probably because I'm on full screen. Anyway, like I said, novel Brainstorm. Give it a try. I'll leave a link for it in the description. Oh yeah, here we go. Novel synopsis. I'm there. Detailed genre specific novel synopsis is basically, you give it the ideas and it will create a synopsis. Usually, like, I told it 1,000 words, but you're probably going to get more, like, you know, 500 to 700. And then remember, also have the Story Bible Maker, which is expert at crafting story Bibles from passages. So, and perhaps in the future, you'll see Novel Architect. Now, I do have a website. It's novelarchitect.com. That's novel-architect.com. I already have a link to the Novel Brainstorm there. The other two I do not have a link to, but I will eventually. You can also search for them, hopefully, in the GPT store. If you search for them, they might come up. Not sure how much like Google this is, and you have to have a certain amount of people using it before it'll come up. But, you know, I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope that if you're a struggling writer who is who has trouble coming up with ideas, that this can be a help to you in your writing future. And I don't know why this is not coming out. There we go. So if this provided value for you, please like the video, subscribe, and I will be making more videos about writing fiction with AI. I may or may not do more live streams. That's possible. It's also possible that I may not, but I wanted to get this one out here because the GPT store was open. This is actually like my first video for this channel. I have worked on a couple other channels in the past, but this is my focus going forward. But ever since ChatGPT came out, I have been studying, working on the prompts to make my results better from it, and I feel like I have a pretty good system, and I'm going to be sharing that both on my website and on this channel to help struggling authors find their way forward with AI, and specifically ChatGPT, although we will explore other AI tools for writing. I know there's a lot out there. Some are better than others, but the one that I have worked with the most and feel like I have a really good handle on in getting it to produce very good results is ChatGPT. And so that's the one that we're going to be focusing on at the beginning. So if you want more of that, subscribe to the channel, and there'll be more coming up. If there are specific things that you want me to put into Novel Brainstorm and either do a stream or make a video about, leave me a message in the comments, and I will definitely respond to your message. I may or may not make the video or the live stream. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. I really like working with ChatGPT to come up with new ideas, and this is the future. So yeah, we are winding our way into the future, and if you are an author who is AI curious, let's say, then you know, this could be a channel for you. I know there are a couple others out there, and I watch them. The Nerdy Novelist is one. He's really good. I've watched Future Fiction Academy a few times, not as much as Nerdy Novelist, but yeah, this is going to be a similar channel. I hope to explore a few different things from a different perspective, let's say, because, like, yeah, he is a writer who discovered AI, whereas, you know, I am more of a person who has always felt like, you know, I can have some good ideas, but I was never one for really putting them on paper. And you know, AI, ChatGPT has kind of been like the spark that has, like, oh, you know, I can do this. Especially like when I get the framework, and as I was saying earlier, it's like, no, that's not the way I want it. You know, I have to, it's almost like I have to see something else, another idea, before I say, oh, no, this is the one, this is my idea. Yeah, it's like I said, it's like a negative idea circle or something. But anyway, I've had a lot of fun with this, and if you happen to watch this at some point, thank you. I appreciate it. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share with anybody you think would like it. And so I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching.